Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris Man, and as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. And today I'm going to do kind of a part two of a video I just recently did called Songs That Make You Cry. And I want to just take a moment to say thank you to my viewers for chiming in and giving me your list of songs that have made you cry over the years. So today we're going to do just the opposite. Today is going to be entitled the songs or the top 5 songs that make you feel good, make you happy. And I'm going to give you my list, and then I'm going to tell you why. These are my selections. But I'm gonna say this first. I just recently asked my wife to give me her list, and her number one song is the same as mine. It's So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday by J.C. Cameron, and she said exactly the same thing. I said that we can't even listen to that song anymore. It just brings tears to your eyes, because of, it was in the movie and the Cochise character was killed, so, it's interesting that a lot of people have the same number one selection. So let me get started with my list, and I'm going to work my way from number 5 up into number 1. And the first one is, it was not released as a single. It was on a CD, a James Ingram CD, and the name of the song is called So Fine. And I think the reason why that song kind of makes me feel good is the piano rhythm, because I'm going to leave a link down here so you guys can hear it. This particular piano rhythm, and I don't know what they call it because I've heard it many times in songs, and mainly I heard it in the 60s doing the feel good, self-medicate yourself, the Woodstock type of thing. So that's the reason why that particular song made my list. I love James Ingram stuff, and this particular song just really makes me feel good when I hear it. Number 4, How Can I Be Sure by the Young Rascals. I've been listening to this song ever since I was a kid, and I think the reason why it makes me feel good is music puts you in a state of mind. It triggers memories, good memories or bad memories. And what brings to mind when I hear this song is, because it was recorded in the late 60s, that during the late 60s, there were a lot of songs, I guess, shot in Paris. And Paris is like the love capital of the world. When you want to go somewhere romantic, you go to Paris. And I visualize whenever I hear this song because it has, I guess it's called the harpsichord. And it kind of triggers the memory of a lot of these movies that were shot in Paris in the 60s. And the music had that particular instrument in it. And that's why, this is one of my favorite songs, because I think about those wonderful movies that were made in the 60s that were filmed in Paris. They were romance movies, so it puts me in that mind when I listen to it. Number 3, Too Shy by Kajagoogoo. Probably one of the funkiest bass lines ever laid on a recording. Several reasons why this song makes my list and it makes me feel good. The first one is the era that it was released, because during that time in the early 80s, when MTV was just starting up and playing the videos, that was one of my favorite eras regarding life and music. I was a younger man, had a whole lot of life ahead of me, hungry, building, writing songs, getting recorded, playing with bands, really, really into music. Really loved that era when the synthesizers came in, and synthesized bass lines and synthesized horn lines and things of that nature. And this song here, when I think of it, I think of all of that. And then, of course, that unbelievable bass line. It was kind of like the rock version of Louis Johnson stuff. This guy on bass is just playing. Just everybody who plays bass during that era recognize that song and say, hey, I love that bass line. Number 2, Saturday in the Park by Chicago. Now, Chicago is a homegrown band from Chicago, or from my hometown. And everybody loves Chicago. Originally, they were called the CTA, the Chicago Transit Authority. I think the very first album, they had the little emblem. And then they changed their name and shortened it into Chicago. And the reason why this particular song brings joy to me is it triggers the memories of when I was a kid, still living at home, enjoying my family, my mother, my brothers and sisters. Just a real good song from a real good era in music. Number 1, All Day Music by War. when I think of that song, it again puts me back in the 70s, the mindset. It also makes me think of summer, and especially summer during that era of my life when as soon as it got warm outside, we couldn't wait to go out there and ride our bikes, play softball, interact, not have to worry about getting shot by somebody in the car moving by and shooting at you, because I really feel sorry for the young folks of today because the stuff that they have to deal with. And I try to keep that in mind when I do these lectures, these free uh, uh, speeches that me and Joe go out to these, prison facilities and other places, and we just devote a lot of time to the young people because they're our future. And it's all about, giving back and giving them something to think about and work with and think and things to avoid because a lot of people that are doing, the young folks that are doing what they're doing, if they knew the outcome, they like, you know what, thanks for telling me because I don't want to end up there. But unfortunately, uh, there's not a lot of support for these young folks who don't have fathers in the house and they just run wild. So when I think of this song, I think of my childhood, and only thing, probably the worst case scenario for me was somebody trying to take my bicycle. But guess what? I had 4 big brothers at home, so I wasn't worried about that. But now these kids got to worry about diseases that are sexually transmitted that will take your life. They're not playing. They got to worry about being shot by their counterparts, or not counterparts, but their colleagues and the police. So this is why this song makes me feel good, and it brings back the memories of the 70s where we used to go out, ride our bikes, and play baseball, deliver newspapers, make a little money, things of that nature. And I really thank God that I grew up in the era that I did because there was nothing but happiness, just nothing but happiness to me during that era of me growing up and enjoying great music. So I'm going to sign off, and as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel, and I appreciate the comments. And if you were to be so kind again to leave me your list or give me your list of songs that make you happy, make you feel good when you hear them. Until next time, take care. Thanks for watching.